Welcome to Wed and Wild. This is a podcast where we talk about the wild, wonderful, and downright ridiculous parts of marriage and family life. We are the Smiths, a married couple who's surviving love, kids, and each other. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode.
Welcome back, everyone.
We are in our absurd amount of days of having kids home because we've been snowed in. And then they had Christmas
We're
break.
snowed in one day.
That's one day too long. They were just off for
And they're
2.5 weeks.
And they're off next week for a holiday, and so are you.
I know. I was telling somebody, I said, the kids need to go back to school, get the fuck out of here, and I can stay home. And they left.
And I can go back to my regular schedule, one day off.
Yeah, with nobody bothering you. They need to get out. They're doing too much. And so in this time of us being locked up in our homes, I
haven't been locked up in our homes.
Well, when there's snow, I'm locked up. I can't go nowhere.
It was like snowmageddon. Like, we barely got a couple of inches.
I think we got like 4. By the way, remember that time when Phoenix? Remember that time we had snowmageddon last year and we woke up and our whole entire house's pipes were frozen and we had no running water?
Yeah, because Phoenix left the garage door open and below in single-digit temperatures.
It was.
And he left it open overnight.
Yeah. Note to self, anybody, if your pipes freeze, you can always use, I think we used the blow dryer. We made him go out and blow dry the pipe.
Well, we used that. We all the door open to the garage with the heat up and the garage closed, of course. And then, had him blow drying the water heater.
How long did that take us?
I don't know. It was a few hours. I was mad.
You were not mad. You were livid. As the snow was falling, I thought about that. I was like, oh shoot, do I need to let the waters drip? Like, because you had told me to let the pipes.
Maybe we got new pipes. I guess it's a new house, so.
Well, clearly it can't withstand sub-zero temperature with the garage door open.
Correct. With direct, cold, freezing, single-digit temperatures hitting a water heater, that would be correct. It would not survive that.
That was really bad. Well, that didn't happen this time, but I did have a parenting failure. So we got new dressers, and I swear to God, this freaking elf on the shelf is going to be the death of me, because every single time, remember that time where I packed in a box and we unpacked the Christmas decorations early, like before Thanksgiving, and the elf was in there and I had to like improvise?
Yeah, it was like last year.
It was horrible, and I had to move the elf for almost 2 months. It was ridiculous. I think we unpacked it after Halloween. But this time, since that incident, I started hiding the elf in our underwear drawer, because nobody goes in our underwear drawer besides ourselves. Well, then we got new dressers, and I was cleaning out the underwear drawer, and I took the elf and threw it in the corner, and I kind of forgot to clean up that corner of the room. And Sophia walks in and says, "Why is Buddy in your room?"
Buddy's the name of the elf, by the way.
And you should have seen the look on my face. I wanted to tell her to get the fuck out. And I was like, she said, and by the way, if you have little kids that are listening in your car, maybe skip past this part. I said, and I kind of froze, and she said, "Did he fly here? Or did you move him? Did you touch him?" I didn't respond. And she asked me 3 times. She was like, "Did he fly here from the North Pole? Or did you touch him?" And I was like, "Just leave, Sophia. Get out. Get out." And I quickly threw the elf on the top of a basket in my closet. But now I realized, and then I think she forgot about it. Now I realize, though, that the legs of the stupid elf are hanging out from the basket on top of my closet. So if they come in, they're going to see the legs and the arms.
And you still have to move it.
No, so I'm not tall enough to reach up there, so I need you to go over there. But then the other day, Ava randomly in the morning woke up and was like, "Oh, where's Buddy?" And Sophia looks at her and goes, "He's in Mommy and Daddy's room on the floor because he didn't go to the North Pole." I was like, I really wanted again to like, shut the hell up and be quiet, Sophia. So I think our elf days are over. We do lazy elf anyway, don't we?
I don't know what's lazy elf.
Like, don't you, like, you don't probably.
No, I give you the ideas.
Well, this doesn't go on your algorithm, but I always get elf ideas, and I don't have time for that. Like, I barely remember to move it. So our elf is lazy. He just kind of moves from one spot to the other. He doesn't do cool things,
Well, you don't even move it. Roman moves it.
Yeah, well, Roman now moves it, and then when my dad got here, he got into moving it, and I just...
You can't even take the credit for any of it other than letting the kids see it when they shouldn't have seen it.
Well, I don't really want the credit. That thing is a pain in the butt, and I'm sure any other parent out there will agree that Elf on the Shelf, your kids might love it to death, and that it is a pain in the butt. Nobody really wants to do Elf on the Shelf. That's a hot topic. Who really likes to do Elf on the Shelf?
Not Ava. She's a non-believer.
She is. But anyways, on this episode, we are going to be covering some hot topics. And so we are going to be debating perspectives, and we're going to do some serious ones, some lighthearted ones, but we're going to start with our first one. And it is, should married couples have 2 separate bathrooms and or not use the restroom at the same time if you don't have a house that has 2 separate bathrooms? What are your thoughts?
I don't know what you mean by use the restroom at this.
Okay, because there's people out there
who has 2 toilets in their master bathroom.
Nobody, but there's people that won't go to the bathroom in front of their significant other. That's like a thing.
Yeah, that's a thing.
So
like me, when I try to go pee.
Yeah.
And you always try to watch me, and I can't go pee, and I tell you to move and get out so I can go pee. Yeah, so that's the thing.
Yeah. Okay. I see people think that, and I don't believe that.
What do you mean you don't believe that?
Like, I don't think that
I'm like that.
Some people say that's the key to marriage, is to not, go to the bathroom in front of your significant other, and or to have 2 separate bathrooms that you guys utilize.
You wouldn't even have to go to the bathroom in front of me, because when you wake up in the middle of the night and go pee, you pee so loud it wakes me up.
Well, maybe then
I can hear you screaming.
So, and then people get embarrassed because of that? Is that why? Like, what's at the root?
I would assume. I don't know.
What's at the root of not wanting to go to the bathroom?
I don't know. I'm just pee shy.
I read somewhere that there was someone who would even go down to the lobby in a hotel bathroom, or one goes to the gym and then they go to the bathroom. Like, isn't that? I find that very weird.
I don't know. I mean,
how many people out there do you think actually don't use the restroom in front of their significant other?
How long have they been together?
I mean, I don't know.
I would assume it's based off of how long you've been together.
Like, the longer that you've been together, the more apt you are to go to the bathroom in front of somebody else.
Yeah.
Unless you're rich, because I know them rich people. They have multiple bathrooms, and they don't go in the same bathroom, and they've been married for 25 plus years.
I was gonna say, you don't care because you go number 2 in front of me.
Yeah, I don't understand it. That seems like a problem.
Where you all announce to me that you are going.
Yeah, that's true. You also, though, a friend of ours will tell us that you also announce when you're going to the bathrooms.
Well, that person needs to know if I'm regular or not. So
you do it to bother her.
I share the info on when I have to go when she's here.
Okay, well, some people need to know and some people don't.
But I would just assume, like, someone newlywed who probably just moved in together, I'd assume, like, they're trying to time it correctly to where they'll be alone.
I guess it's kind of like
we're on like 10 years now, so like, yeah.
I guess it would kind of be like, you don't use the restroom in public spaces, but
who?
You.
I go pee.
Okay, but go number 2. But like, if I go to work and there's like, somebody that's maybe waiting in line, you have to try to go fast, and not let people hear you. So maybe they feel that the same way with their significant other.
I don't know. I can't speak for other people.
Okay, the next topic is gentle parenting. What are your thoughts on gentle parenting?
Give me some examples.
One of the examples of gentle parenting is like, when a child tells you no, you say like, well, I'm so sorry that you're feeling that way.
Well,
and then
I don't think you need to ask me my thoughts. You see it every day.
You have to tell the people your thoughts.
Well, if I say no, that's just a no. So I don't do the whining. I don't fall for the whining.
What about crying? Like, because part of gentle parenting is validating kids' emotions. So if whining's different, but what if they're crying?
Is it a legit emotion? Because I can fake cry to get my way.
What if it's a legit emotion? Like, they're really angry because you did something.
Then I explain to them why it's still a no.
So you would try gentle parenting in that manner? Like, hey, I understand you're upset, but...
Yeah. Like, yeah, we can, like, this is why I will explain to the kids, this is why this isn't happening right now.
Okay, do you think that some parts of gentle parenting, when they tell their kids, or they say we don't say no, that is...
Oh, no, I say no.
But do you think that leads to kids that are entitled?
What, not telling them no? Yeah. That's my belief.
But you could say no in another way.
You could say not right now. That's not a no. I mean, yeah, you could say no in other ways, but are they still doing it? Because when I say no means no, this isn't happening.
Well,
Period.
I think, and I can correct me if I'm wrong right into our podcast, but...
Well, like, I'll say, hey, we can do this later, but that's another option. Or if I just say no, like, I would specify the differences. If it's a no, it's a no. Like, it's not happening. Doing something later is not a no. It's a not right now.
Well, I think the ideology is that you say no without saying directly no.
Well, it's different meanings
to people. So,
I mean, again,
or to kids, I should say.
I guess that's just perspective. Because, like I said, when I say no, that's a hard no. It's not happening. But saying no in a different way, like not right now, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a completely different meaning. That means, like, not this instant, but maybe in an hour, maybe tomorrow, or
we can try that later. Or
yeah, like, but a no to me is no. This is not happening. Period. The end. Period.
Okay. Well, what about the laugh? Because I clearly don't believe in this. But what about? I don't think this is part of gentle parenting, but I'm going to throw this in there. Cussing in front of your kids.
You do that all the time.
I know. I'm a firm believer that these kids got to know what shit means, you know?
Well, and obviously I get on to you about it. I don't feel like that's appropriate.
But it's part of teaching kids, and look at our little kids, knowing when it's appropriate to say certain things and when it's not. Like, they clearly know what bad words are and when they could say them and when they shouldn't.
You'll say the word. I tell them, don't say that. That's a bad word. That's why when you say it, oh, mommy said a bad word. But you don't tell them it's a bad word.
But if you don't cuss in front, if you don't cuss in front of your kids in general, then they're gonna be like, oh well. They're gonna get to school. They're gonna be like shit and bitch. And
who's saying they don't?
I mean, they might.
Exactly.
They might drop something and say, "Oh shit."
Yeah,
it might very well happen. But
they're gonna say, "Where'd you hear that from, my mommy?"
Well, because we're teaching them the difference between bad words and wrong words. Even though Sophia thinks broski is a bad word.
Yeah, I told her it's a bad word to call people broski.
I'm just laughing because I just find that funny because she goes, yeah, bro, and hey, bro.
She'll tell us bro and broski, like that's a bad word, and so she doesn't say it no more.
No, she doesn't. Now she tells us that we all say the bad word. We both said it today or something, and she said, you both said the bad word.
Yep. Now she knows it's a bad word to call her mom and dad bro and broski. So when she's like 10 years old, she won't be calling us bro.
I think she still will. Okay. Let's get into something.
How come you're not talking about any of these? You said this was a debate. That means you're supposed to take one side. Well, you're supposed to argue or a point.
I'm kind of just going with the flow here.
So this isn't a debate.
I see where you're coming from. Like, I can be on your side. I'm a very clear no gentle parenting in this household. Like, get your shit together. You do what we say.
This is more a rapid question than a debate.
Well, we're going with the flow here. There's some things that is just, this is how we live our life. This is how I survive. Okay. We're getting into something a little more serious.
Uh-oh.
Politics. Okay. Let's start off with just, do you talk about politics with other people?
With other people?
Yeah.
Like who? Are we talking friends, employees?
Okay, let's bucket this. Let's go first, friends. Would you talk politics with friends?
No.
Why not?
What does that have to do with my friendship?
I agree with that. I mean, we've had friends that we know we have different political views and we don't discuss it. We just keep going with our friendship. Okay, what along those same lines, what about family? Do you discuss politics with family? I don't. I don't either. But I also, let's also name the elephant in the room. I'm not as well versed in politics that I probably should be. So, like, I also don't want to speak about something that I don't really know, but I do have some opinions on something.
I mean, I talk about politics with you, but I think I'll do it for like a week, a year, and then that's it.
What do you mean a week, a year, and then that's it?
Like, how often do I talk politics with you?
Usually just when something like big is coming up or something, or I have a question, or I like ask you about this.
That's it. So I don't even talk about it with you because I couldn't care less about your political view. I didn't say, hey, Dominique, let's get married because I like your political point of view.
I think the problem is that people get, and here's where I stand on like discussing politics with friends and family, is that I think oftentimes, and I think I've found myself in situations where I do this, or I know where I don't do this, but oftentimes what I've experienced is that people are talking about politics and then they can't, when somebody says like the opposite point of view, then
they don't agree with.
Yeah, they then have to come back with, well, do you know, blah, 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 blah. Instead, like what I've encountered is I've been in situations with family and friends where they are talking about some sort of political view. And I'm like, oh, that's nice to know. Or I just don't respond. But like, I think that that's more of like where people need to fall versus like responding, unless somebody asks you like, oh, what are your thoughts on it, Dominique or James? I don't necessarily give an opinion. I kind of just sit there and listen.
So,
because I feel like that's what you should do. You should respect other people's political views.
So that's different. You're asking, do I talk about politics? Well, if someone talks about politics to me, I like to play devil's advocate, regardless of my stance. So I could 100% agree. So say you believe one thing, I could 100% believe everything that you stand for. But I want you to see the view from the other side, even though I don't agree with it myself. So I play, and it's not to be like rude or, I don't know, combative.
I mean, you do that even in our marriage.
Yeah.
If I say something, you'll say like, well, what about that?
Because that's just my personality. I want to play devil's advocate because if I can view it from both sides, the pros and cons, I want to share that vision with you as well. Not saying that I don't agree with you ever on what you're saying. I just want you to see both sides of it. But that's just me.
Yeah, I would. Well, I wouldn't do that.
So whether I agree with it or not, what you're saying, I'm going to bring up the other side. But you won't know. I'm going to fight for it like I believe.
Do you like preface for people? And I haven't we don't engage in conversations. I think you and I are pretty aligned with like not engaging in conversations with other people outside of ourselves about politics. But
no, there's no preface. I just play devil's advocate. I just go for the other side immediately. And like I said, you won't know until you hear me talk about someone else who might have the same point. No, might hear me say, "Oh, I believe what you were talking about," and I'll switch sides. Like, you'll never know unless I like legit tell you, like, for real, this is what I believe.
Yeah,
you're not. Yeah.
I think there's like few people in the world that I would trust discussing politics with. I have one friend, you, and like one other person, probably my mother, that I can like give my honest opinion on what I believe, and we will be okay with the people that I'm discussing with. Everybody else, I kind of just, I don't say anything. I listen, I acknowledge that I'm listening, and I will, that's it.
And I think
I won't continue conversation.
I think even this election, this was the first time I actually told you the truth on like who I would go for, who I was going for.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't think I've ever brought it up on like who I think. Or
no.
Who I'd want.
No, but I think, yeah.
But I gave you who, and I gave you the why, and that's it.
I think it's interesting because I have somebody, or I know somebody who has a close friend that they discuss politics with quite often, and they have a safe word with each other. And I'm like, if you have to have a safe word with somebody, then that might not be the right person to be having a conversation with them.
Like, I don't know. I just feel like if it's that big of a deal, like, why was this not discussed before marriage?
Well, no, it's not even a person they're married to. It's just their friend. I don't know. I have a firm belief that family, friends, unless again, I have one friend that I will discuss politics with, but other than that, that is it. And I don't feel like we should,
Yeah, I mean, I don't bring it up, but if someone's talking about it and asks me, I'll like I said, I'll tell them the opposite side.
I won't say anything. I'll literally probably be like, yep, and I don't want to talk about that right now. Or like, no, I'd rather not to say.
I don't agree with the masses because that's what they say, and I don't go with the underdog because of the underdog. I just say, hey, this is why I would agree with them. This is why I don't, and this is why I agree with the other person. This is why I don't.
Yeah. Okay. Let's dive into, speaking of politics, let's dive in AI. I know you're really for AI. I'm learning a lot about AI through you. And this is like up and coming. And now I feel like I'm really into it versus before I was kind of like, not as into it.
I told you the part that I'm not for.
Yeah. Can you like tell that to the people that are listening? Like, what's the part, like, what about AI do you not agree with? And then, because I didn't know this.
Generative AI.
And what is generative AI?
So if it's like artwork, it basically steals from other artists online without their permission. They don't get any.
Why do you say without their permission? Because don't they have to sign consent? So aren't they technically giving permission?
There's no consent, but like in the terms and services that no one ever reads, it might say, hey, whatever you make in our program, we have fair use to use and get paid for it without you getting anything in return. So you can do all your artwork using my program, but if we are using AI to make a picture and it happens to be your picture, we get paid, not you.
So you're not for, just to make sure I'm understanding correctly, you're not for
artwork.
Yeah, so like and speaking of that, I learned how to use an AI tool to generate pictures and artwork. So somebody just recently taught me there's this tool on Canva where an AI tool where you can type in like,
well, all AI tools have like text to image and text to
yeah, well, whatever, but it's like you can type in really specifics, like give me a picture of what life was like during World War II in this city, and it would generate a photo.
Yeah.
Right. And in my line of work, that's freaking amazing because as I'm working on creating lessons, I'm like, ooh, yes, I can generate images that I specifically need for kids.
No, I guess, hold on. I guess I can elaborate. So let's say I want to make a comic book.
Yes.
I don't know how to draw at all. Like I can barely draw a sick person. I go online, use AI to get all of the images created for me. That would be, to me, you're still in someone else's artwork. Now, let's say I do know how to draw. I draw my person. Now I can put it into AI to be like, hey, can you refine this, make it better? That's different.
Yeah.
Because they're touching up what you did. They're touching up your work.
Cartoonifying it or whatever it may be.
Rather than, hey, here's my description, make it for me. It's not really making it, it's taking someone else's work and putting it together.
Okay, outside of just like what did you call it? Degenerative AI?
Just generative.
Generative AI. Does that include like documents? So like, would you be opposed to documents too? Okay.
It's more art styles.
What else? What else is your, like, what other opinions do you have on AI?
Like,
are you for it in trying to learn different techniques to use it? Because that's what I'm like really into that right now.
Yeah, of course.
Like I want to, like you saw when I sent you that TikTok because there was like an AI course and I was like, ooh, I really want to take.
It was a scam.
Okay, by the way, don't do it, guys. It's floating around TikTok, and I was like, ooh, I really want to do it. It's like 28-day AI challenge, and James said it was a scam. But I feel like it's revolutionized the way that I am being able to quickly do certain tasks.
So the thing with AI though is like AI is you train the behavior.
Well, and you have to be really specific is what I learned
So
too.
yeah, so AI is not always going to do or say or tell you the right thing. It's just what it's trained to do. So like you can tell AI, hey, remember that this is what it is. That's how you train it. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, I get what you're saying. I guess I have not, besides the
Like,
one AI tool that somebody recently taught me, and I've done 2 things on it. The only thing I've used is Chat GPT. So,
well, even ChatGPT it will lie to you. I guess lie is not the correct term. Just misinform you. So you have to tell it the right thing. So if you just put in a basic prompt and it returns something, are you like fact checking it, or are you just saying, "Yep, AI said it, so it's true"?
nope.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not like doing a research paper on it and using AI. So, I'm not like checking certain things,
Yeah.
but it's like, oh, today is National Hot Air Balloon Day. I'm like, yep, it is. And I'm like, yep, I should be fact checking.
Yeah, because you could you would correct it and be like, "Hey, wait, that's not true."
But what if you're really specific? Because so like I found like I realized
It wouldn't
watching some
matter
video
how specific you are. It could still.
generate the wrong thing.
That's why you
That's
have to
good to know.
That's why you need to like read through it and be like, "Okay, this is cool. I can take this."
Oh, so I'm gonna go back there and fact check some of the yikes. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Do you think there's like courses out there for people who want to learn how to use AI efficiently in their
There are courses, yes.
line of work or something? You think they're expensive?
No. They're not.
What's the average price, do you know, off the top of your head?
I mean, it would depend on what you're trying to do.
I would like to learn how to use this
I mean,
efficiently and maybe not have to fact check things, but yes.
I've given you a course that you could take.
You did?
Yeah.
Which one?
And you were like, "Oh, but it's no spin whatever, no spin quarter." What?
That's that.
Yeah.
We're gonna make it through January, guys. This no spend quarter one is.
And so you're like, "I can take that close."
I almost bought a $400 jacket, and I had to tell myself no. It was ridiculous. It's like this is an outrageous purchase. Why am I doing this?
But yeah, there's a lot of classes you can take for AI to learn how to use it properly, like prompting AI.
Is there a lot of like negativity around AI?
Yeah.
Okay, besides what you mentioned, what else is there?
Well, the future of AI,
Taking people's jobs?
yeah, like coders.
Mm-hmm.
AI can code. Now the coding is like 90% wrong
Oh.
and 10% right,
Mm-hmm.
but it can code. So the fear is what happens when they fix AI to where it can 100% code. Like, what are programmers, developers, anyone who's got like C+ or C# certifications, like what are they going to do? Because now AI's doing it for them.
Well, it's kind of like a lot of things in our world as technology takes over, and then they replace humans, and they take jobs from people.
But what does AI need? Humans.
But like, let's think about this. Like, let's hypothetically say I'm gonna become a real estate agent, and I'm a real estate agent, and I put some photos in of a house and like a description of like the address and where it's from, and then I can say like, type me up or create a commercial that I can say like,
100%.
yeah, like I think like people need to be on the AI train.
They have programs that can make movies.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I'm like now learning all these things that are making me again pro AI. I have not been pro AI. I've been very like
Can make video games, movies, like commercials. They can make a lot. Like I could take how you look right now and then use an AI program to make your mouth move, to talk, to say the words exactly how I want you to, whatever I want you to say.
Could you make AI make me not look so busted? Because that's what I look like right now.
I could do that too. But yeah, like it can do whatever you can think of, it can do now. Now, will it do it perfectly right now? No. Will it?
Eventually.
Eventually, I wouldn't doubt it. But
well, I think it's the way.
do
I think
a
it.
lot.
I think it's the way of the future, and I think that people who might be technologically challenged to start to take some AI courses.
Well, what's your thoughts, though?
I'm for it. Like I have been starting to use it more and more and try different AI tools besides just ChatGPT.
What are your thoughts about coding and the art and all that stuff? Because as of right now, if you put in like, I don't know, tell me like the best TV show to watch, it's going to list stuff off the internet. Like, oh, look, these are popular among like Netflix, and it's going to pull from other resources
Yeah.
to tell you what's the best. It's not going to come up with its own idea. But if you say, hey, draw me this picture, that's where it's still in other people.
I think I think because it is transforming the way that people are able to work, I am for it. I think ultimately it does suck that it's going to be taking people's jobs away. But I think we're living in a world where fortunately, our technology is advancing, but unfortunately, with the advancement of technology comes the loss of certain jobs. Now,
So how about this? Let me use this example. You're in the school system, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about kids using it on writing their entire papers? How do you find out? Like, because it's not really plagiarism, is it? Do you consider that or how would you tell the difference?
I wouldn't. I don't know because I'm not trained in it enough to know how to
Exactly.
to detect AI or not. And so actually,
how do you feel about sending your future students on into the world and they've had AI do papers or homework or math problems or anything like that?
well, I think
As an educator, how do you feel?
I think there has to be a balance. I think that kids have to learn how to be able to effectively communicate. I mean, the reality is that we're not out here writing essays. Like on a daily basis, I am not out here writing essays. The reality also
Are you doing math homework?
No, I'm not.
No, not you, but the students. Are they doing math problems?
Yeah.
Or?
Well, no, but I'm talking about in general. Like when you get older, you're not out here writing essays. Do you need to know how to be able to affect the root of the root of what you need to know is how to effectively communicate with people. So I think that if they can learn that through some independent writing, but I also think that if we're going to be in a world where technology is going to allow us to be able to function better at our jobs and write better and be more use different vocabulary, etc., then I think that they have to be able to learn how to use it. Like I'm thinking about the girls, right? The girls are going to need to also learn how to use technology
100%.
because people are going to be out there using technology and writing,
I mean,
papers or whatever.
Well,
and
you're thinking about the girls, of course, by the time that they are, 20 more years done with school and everything.
Yeah.
Like,
college degree anymore to have great jobs. Like you got to learn the things.
Like, yeah, it will be good, but I feel like it will be good as an addition to what you already know. Like people are using it to do their work. They're not using it as a teaching tool. I feel like as a teaching tool, AI is great. As doing your job for you, I don't feel like AI works that way.
Yeah, I have to dabble in it a little bit more to understand like what are the ins and outs of it. Like I've used it to create a template of a PowerPoint presentation. I've used it to generate some emails or like responses to things that I'm like, oh, I've never responded to something like this.
And this is what you should do. Instead of saying, hey, make me this, you should make it yourself and then give it to AI and say, how can I improve?
See, I don't know how to do that though. So those are things that I'm still learning how to do. But if I knew that, then that would be great. I could give it I could learn how to generate blank and then send it off. I just got to figure out.
You're using Chat GPT for like what the messaging thing, right? You can come up with your own and say, hey, I'm writing this for whatever. how can I improve? And then paste your whole message in there. And it's like, oh, okay, this is where you're messed up.
You know what? My AI journey is going to continue, and I will continue to tell you guys some updates on how to better utilize it. I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah.
So, like, see, there's things that I'm learning on a daily basis.
So if you make a PowerPoint yourself, the whole PowerPoint, you can just send the AI your entire.
How do you put that in ChatGPT, or do you need a different AI tool?
GPT.
Well,
there's a button that says add file, and you click it. And you just drop. All you gotta do is click and drag onto the website, and then it's like, all right. And then you're saying, hey, use this file and
tell me how I did, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start trying that because so you saw my work computer. I had it as a tab now open, like standing on there. And then I have this other AI tool. It's called Magic School. This is not a commercial for ChatGPT and or Magic School, but I have those two both opened up to be able to use. And so I'm kind of learning as we go. So I didn't know that that's something I could do. But see, there's a lot of people that are like me that are very like not just dabbling in it. And so we've got to start taking some classes or something to like get well versed in it. Yeah, I'm going to have to start because when I have some free time, which is never.
It's not, as of right now, it's not meant to be like, give me the answer. It's supposed to be like, help me improve is what it's best for. It's like, take what I did and improve it. Not give me the answer, because it's going to give you a generic baseline kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, our AI journey, my AI journey will continue. I'll probably take a class. I just got to figure it out because I do want to learn it. I think it's interesting. I think it can revolutionize the way that we work and only improve.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it will improve as long as you're using it to improve and to do.
Yeah. Well, I'm even thinking about like, how can I use it? Like if I have a week and this is like all the things I want to do, how do I create a schedule for myself?
You could have just asked me, right?
But we don't have time to have conversation except for now during the week, during the weekends. Other than that, I don't see you.
It's been like, hey, can I do this? Or how do I do this?
Yeah, I think you just need, I'll have to sit with you and show you all the things I'm learning. And then you can tell me how to better improve it.
I can do what AI should be doing for you.
Yeah. I wonder if there's like some new conferences that are coming up. I wonder if a lot of some of the like seminars will be around AI. I can only imagine they are. Anyways, okay, let's go to our next topic. So besides people saying that one of the keys to marriage is like separate bathrooms and or not using the restroom in front of the other one is showering together or not together. I can't shower with you. I like the water scorching hot.
Well, you do have the water scorching hot. I don't understand.
Yeah, but we have the privilege of having two shower heads. Not everybody has the privilege of having a large shower with two shower heads.
Okay. I understand this. But you mean you can't shower with me? We have two shower heads. You have your own temperature.
Okay, but if we didn't, we would not be showering together because we don't like the same water temperature.
When we didn't, we still did sometimes.
Not very often.
Well, we didn't shower at the exact same minute all the time, but we still did.
I can't get with it.
And I can't get with standing in the cold.
Standing in the cold?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, because the water's only going to hit one person. We both can't be under the water at the same time. And so when you're under the water and you're hell temperatures, I'm sitting in the back by the wall, just freezing with no water hitting.
Do you think there's really couples out there that actually shower together?
100%, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That would drive me absolutely fucking insane.
Yeah. Some people have those kinds of relationships.
I'm not judging. That's just not for me.
Yeah, people shower together. That's a normal thing, I feel like.
Really?
Uh-huh. I feel that way.
I'm going to have to do like a poll or something. Do you shower with your significant other?
I wouldn't shower with you because you pee in the shower.
I do not. I was telling you I was going to pee in the shower because you were taking. So
you're lying.
No, I did lie. I did lie. I told you that I was going to pee in the shower because
you're lying for this.
No, there's this meme out there that says like I gave birth in less time than it takes my husband to go to the bathroom because you were in there for God knows how long, and I was like, I'm jumping in the shower, and I was like, I really need to go to the bathroom.
First of all, you chose to come in there as I was going to the bathroom. You knew I was in the bathroom. I told you, hey, I'm going to the bathroom. And yet you still was like, well, okay, I'm going to go shower. Same time.
It happens.
Usually do. I'll just be in there doing my thing.
Well, here's the thing is that normally I'll just go to the other bathroom, but we had guests, so I just couldn't walk over. I'd have to like put on a robe or something, walk over and go to the bathroom and then come back over. No, I didn't. I held it. Then I went afterwards. I also can't get behind that. Okay. So we're not for showering together, guys, okay?
No.
Absolutely not. Okay.
Because of the temperature difference.
Yeah, there is.
You keep it at max heat.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, I was just saying today, I was like, oh, it's so hot. I have to jump in and out of the water. And I really enjoy scorching hot shower.
That's pink.
Okay. Here's the next one. Sleepovers at people's houses that are not relatives. And we're talking about kids here. So let's group this. Let's group this. Okay, so let's start with our kids are the littles are 4, so I don't think we would do 4 because I think we were both in agreement that
Correct.
4.
I'm not
4 is 2.
4-year-old. My 4-year-old playing girls sleep over at nobody's house.
Okay, but let's hypothetically say they're like in 1st grade and they get invited to a sleepover. Okay, what age do you feel like it's appropriate that they can sleep over at a friend's house?
Talking to them.
I mean, I'm personally like, if I'm I know what I did when I slept over at people's houses. We snuck out in cars and weren't at places we weren't supposed to be at. So I feel like, and my mom and my dad knew the parents of the people that we were sleeping over at.
Look, if Ava and Sophie were both like, hey, can we have our friends sleep over? And you say, yeah, I'm sure their parents are probably thinking the exact same thing. Like, you don't think so?
I don't know. I feel like I would be I have to know the parents. I would have to know, like, I'd have to have their phone number. I'd have to feel comfortable calling them.
I feel like it doesn't even matter because you can know the parents, but do you know the parents,
Okay, but
not just the parents. Do you know the brothers? Do you know the sisters? You know the uncles, the aunts, the cousins.
Oh, see, now don't be bringing up fears. I have.
Yeah, that's what it is. Like, do you know the entire family? You can know mom and dad. That's fine. But who else is there? Do you know them? And like I said, it's not just them. They could come over to this house and be like, I know Dominique. I know James, but I don't know Roman. I don't know Phoenix. I don't know whoever else is there. See?
That is true.
I know that's my point.
I mean, I guess, like, let's talk about Roman and Phoenix because they go and spend the night at AJ's house all the time, and I'm totally fine with that. But I know the mom, the dad, and the sibling.
Yeah.
And I've met all of them, and like we go to the pool together, and we don't hang out like friends, but I
know the cousin.
Yeah, I know the cousin. I know we've seen the aunt. Like, I don't know anybody else in their family, but I know the parents well enough to know that I'm comfortable with texting them if I absolutely have to, or calling them or whatever. But we also live literally across the street, right? I could look out the window that we're sitting at right now and see their house. I think that might be a difference maker. I don't know. I think there is a world where kids have to be able to spend the night at other people's houses. I feel like I need to know the parents, and we have to have a trusted relationship, and I have to be able to feel comfortable calling them. And if
showing my age, I can say back in my day when I was a kid, I've spent the night before and at other people. I mean, I feel like it's a different thing then. I don't know.
But you're actually right. I never thought about having to think about other people in their house. Like, the mom and dad, and you don't know. Yeah, I worry.
Who's in there? Yeah, you don't know who else is in there or who's staying. What kind of parent are you going to be by asking mom or dad? Well, who else is going to be?
Oh, hell no. I would never ask that. That's like a helicopter parent.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So now you got that stigma to you, but then you're also worrying like, well, who else is there?
Okay, I feel like at like maybe 4th or 5th grade, I think I had my first sleepover. And here's what did happen. So I remember my first sleepover very vividly. And I had my first sleepover. It was for my birthday, and my mom rented a hotel room. We all got to go to a hotel, and we celebrated my birthday at this hotel. And in our eyes, a very fancy hotel was the Embassy Suites. And that was my very first sleepover. And I had people that came. And I feel like if the girls got invited or the kids got invited to a hotel sleepover, if I knew the parents, I'd be like, yeah, that's fine.
If you knew the parents.
Yeah. And they're little.
Well, I mean, that's you. Don't.
You said no. You said hard no.
Don't say ask your dad.
Because you're going to say no. Okay, what about older kids? So, let's talk about Robin and Phoenix.
So at the same time, I'd be like, y'all can stay here. But then now that puts that other parent in that same exact situation.
Yeah, I'm actually all for, I'd rather have the kids spend the night here. So, I mean, the boys ask all the time if their friends can spend the night. I'm like, yeah, sure. Yeah. I would rather you guys stay here than stay somewhere else.
But the shoes on the other foot now. Now it's the other parent. Well, who's there? Who's all there? I don't know these people.
Yeah.
Well, that's just how I see it. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. I see that point of view. What about when they're older? What age, after, high school? Can you spend the night in high school? No. No, that is, actually a hard no. Do not spend the night anywhere.
I have spent...
That's where the craziest times happen.
I spent the night in high school with a member of the opposite sex.
That's not good.
I have. Now, do I believe there are double standards for males and females? Of course. Do I want the girls doing it? No. If the boys do
it, there's such double standards.
And I admit that. Yeah. Do I want the girls spending the night at someone's house? No. Does Phoenix do it right now? Yeah. Well, not the opposite sex, but I'm just talking about spending the night in general.
But I feel like that's kind of this. But that's the stigma from just in general.
I feel like that's a dad.
Yeah, I'm just a hard no. No.
Has a daughter.
No. Remember we had this whole conversation where you said Roman could bring his girlfriend on family vacations, and I said absolutely fucking not. And you were like, yeah. But I was like,
why not?
No.
Well, first of all, that was a joke.
It was not. We were a joke. We were on a family vacation in that current moment.
He didn't talk to her at all.
Okay, but what about when it's a serious thing?
Then that's different. That's a serious thing.
And you're gonna say yeah, you can come on family vacation because I'm gonna say fuck no.
Why not?
No.
Why not? If let's say he's a senior in high school, and we're going on a family vacation, he's like, "Yo, can my girlfriend come?"
I'm just be like, does your girlfriend got money?
So we're talking 17, 18.
Because I'm paying for her.
We're talking. I'm just saying, we're talking 17, 18-year-old girl.
Yeah, that's gonna be my question. Does your girlfriend got money because I ain't paying for her?
And she says yeah. Or he says, yeah.
Well, does she got money for her own room? Because that's where she gonna be staying.
He says, yeah.
I'm still kind of a no.
I'm saying
no.
If we don't pay for her, if we don't pay for him at all, and she's like, yeah, I can go. My parents said it's cool. They gave me money.
First of all, if your parents say it's cool, I'd be kind of concerned. So you would be okay with the girls going on a family vacation their senior year with their boyfriend to another location?
So you tell me.
And you're going to pay for it?
When the girls are like, hey, can I go on the spring break trip? We've got no chaperone.
I'm going to say, hell no. You ain't going nowhere.
Okay.
Hell no.
I said, yeah, I'll be the chaperone.
So wait, are you going to be their chaperone on their boyfriend's family vacation? You're going to go with them?
No, I was talking about spring break.
No, but I'm talking about their boyfriend, because if the roles were reversed.
No, because then they're never going to have a boyfriend.
Okay, here we go. Do any other dads out there think that their young girls are never going to have a boyfriend?
They're never.
Because if you ask Sophie and Ava right now, they have a boyfriend.
No, they don't. Sophie, she says she don't like boys, and I said that's exactly the right answer. Don't like boys.
Hello.
Good choice.
I mean, that is.
He only loves daddy. That's it.
And she loves you to the moon and back. Because
it
is what she told you. Into outer space today.
And I'm the only boy, other than her brothers. That's it. Daddy and brothers. Only boy she knows.
Well, stay tuned to it, whether or not we agree on this whole sleepovers with opposite sex. I feel like we're getting too. It's only going to be a couple of years, and we're going to end up in a situation where we're going to have to figure out life.
No.
Not with the girls, with the boys. Okay. Let's go back to one that I recently just researched, and unfortunately, there's a lot of fires that are happening in California right now, in Southern California, and our hearts go out to those that have been affected by it. And one of the things, I've been watching a lot of posts and I know several people that have been affected by the fires in Southern California. But one of the things that came out of, or one of the posts that I saw talked about incarcerated firefighter pay. There is groups of incarcerated firefighters that are helping fight the Southern California fires and putting their lives at risk, similar to normal firefighters, and they are getting paid $1 an hour. And this post mentioned that the recently one that it's been years and a ton of years since their pay has been increased, but there was recently some things about incarcerated firefighters' pay being increased to $5 an hour. And so I would just like to know your thoughts. Yes. So what is your thoughts on pay for incarcerated firefighters? Because I'm fully in the boat of like it needs to be raised, because they are doing just as much as what other people are, saving people's lives, homes, belongings.
So you're saying, hold on, I'm just trying to understand. So the people in the penitentiary,
correct,
right?
Mm-hmm.
They are being released to go assist with firefighters.
So I'd have to do a little bit more research, but it's not that they are being released. This is their job, right? So in their job, their job in the penitentiary,
they're allowed to go.
They are allowed to go to fight the fires. Yes, because we know California is a state that has a ton of wildfires, and so this is a part of the jobs that they have in the penitentiaries or prisons. And so when there are fires like this, they go out and they help save lives and save homes and stop the fire and contain the fire. And I'm for pay. I didn't realize that this was like what was like a hot topic or concern. Like I'm for paying them more.
So why is this a thing?
What do you mean? Why is this a thing?
Like, why is this coming up right now?
I think just unfortunately,
I've never heard about this.
Yeah, I think
any of the other million.
Well,
California fires.
There's also some other things that are like political things that have been happening specifically with the LA governor or mayor, and then now the governor of California that are coming up. And there's people that are upset that people are bringing politics into this right now when it's so like apocalyptic in LA and like the fires still aren't contained. But two, it's also just raising concerns for people that I think.
I'm just going away from the political side. Like, what is so the political side is bringing it up in California. Okay, so what, to go away from that, then what are the other people in jail for their other jobs getting paid?
I don't know, but maybe we should do some research and figure it out.
Yeah, because if they're getting paid the same, then for sure, like, the firefighter inmates should get paid more. But if they're making already like triple or double more, then if it's like one of the higher paying jobs.
Yeah. I think it speaks to a larger issue around rehabilitation for prison people that are in our prison systems, but and then what they are rightfully owed.
Because what are you spending your $5 an hour for? If they get $5 an hour, what are they spending it on in jail, in prison?
Commissary. I don't know what they can buy at a commissary, but
do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but also you also think about people who could leave the prison system in the next couple of years and like being able to save money to be able to afford an apartment or something when they get out.
So, okay. What is this $5 an hour?
Yes.
What apartment are you buying in LA for $5?
Well, it doesn't have to be LA. Just because you are I think the thing is that it's anywhere in California, but still.
So where are you moving from LA? How are you getting there in California or anywhere? If you're being released from a penitentiary in Los Angeles and you're moving, what are you spending?
Probably an absurd amount of money.
Is that $5 an hour going to make a difference?
I mean, probably yes, it could for some people.
So you're going to say, okay, so that $5 can move you, can get you from one place to another. Is it going to be enough for a down payment on any apartment, house, anything?
I mean, it could even give you access to your birth certificate or a driver's license, because I know somebody who recently exited the prison system, and I can ask them if they can come on this podcast to give us their perspective. But when I know that when they were released,
because these are legit.
yeah,
I'm not saying it's like
I actually should reach out to them and see if they'll come on, because I know that when they were released from prison, they didn't even have access to their own birth certificate or didn't get any resources to be able to get their driver's license or anything. Unfortunately, they had a family that was able to take them in.
And I feel like that is for a majority.
Yeah. And so I feel like that might help them get
luck.
Yeah, good luck. But that $5 an hour could help even just with the cost of like getting a driver's license.
Yeah.
Or
I'm not saying
state ID.
that part. I'm saying, because you said they could save for a house or something.
Well,
and that's what I'm saying. Like, where are you going?
Okay, well, they could save for things that they need when they were to exit the prison system.
I'm all for reformation. Is that the correct term?
I don't know. Anyway,
I think that's.
I'm going to ask my person that I know if they will come on our podcast to give us some insight onto like what's life like outside of the prison and outside of the prison system, and like how we can better
No, I'm all for like jails or penitentiaries, like teaching skills, firefighters, or becoming a lawyer, or whatever. Like, I'm all for the second chance, or giving someone something to work for. But but $1 to $5, I personally don't think that would make it. It's like moving from inside to outside world.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, we're gonna see if we can get this person on the podcast. But speaking of the LA fires, one thing that did come up and that I have seen a lot of posts about that I just want to like give awareness to, is that there's a lot of people that are willing to donate stuff right now and to help support people that have lost all their belongings and things to the fires. And one post that like I didn't realize was like I was like, ooh, when they said that, I was like, I didn't think about that. A lot of people are donating clothes right now, and this person mentioned they have a big charity corporation. And they said that what they would prefer that individual people do at this point is to provide like Visa gift cards or things like that for people to go out and purchase clothes for themselves, because it takes charities a long time to be able to sort through clothing sizes and like figure it out, versus right now they're getting a lot of donations from people that are large corporations that have access to clothing that come already sorted and it's easily distributed to people in need. And so I didn't think about that until I saw that post. So, because I'm somebody who wants to just get rid of things, and like, it's like, oh, I can donate this, and it actually might create more of a problem than just actually donating things. But so, okay.
Since you brought up the fire, what do you think about the Mandy Moore thing? Let me ask you a question.
The Mandy Moore thing, as far as like her posting the GoFundMe.
And then the backlash that she's received.
I don't know about the backlash. I just know that she posted a GoFundMe for, this is what I know. She posted a GoFundMe for her, I believe it's her in-laws,
you need to say her family.
Her family's
generic.
And we want to allegedly, their family, you got to say allegedly or else you can open yourself up to a lawsuit. So allegedly, Mandy Moore's family's house burnt down in the fire. And there was a GoFundMe posted. Is that what you know?
I mean, I've seen her she's gotten backlash and then she retaliated to that backlash, but just go from what you know.
Okay, I mean, I know the last movie that I've ever seen Mandy Moore in was A Long Walk to Remember or whatever.
First of all, it's A Walk to Remember.
Oh.
Second of all, she was one of the main roles in The Last of Us. I mean, not The Last of Us.
Oh, that TV show. What is it called?
This Is Us.
This Is Us.
Not The Last of Us.
Well, okay.
This Is Us. Yeah.
Well, that show's been over for at least a couple of years.
Yeah, but it's not.
She's not.
She was also a singer, so she got banked from that.
She's not like she's probably a multimillionaire. She's not like making.
That show won many awards.
Making like hundreds of millions of dollars.
I mean, she gets paid every time that show runs. Which they replay it.
I guess here's the thing is that
royalties for her music.
I feel like
still listen to it.
I feel like I'm in a different boat because I have a ton of people on my social media that are from California and from Southern California in particular. So I'm seeing a ton of GoFundMes in general being posted. And I think that, I don't know, I've also been watching a lot of Instagram posts about the fires and about insurance in California and things like that. So I don't know people's situation and I'm not here to judge. And unfortunately, there's tragic wildfire that's happening. And if they need money to help support them, then I think I'm all for it. Post it and whatever she gets, she gets.
Well, basically, the people were saying like, "Oh my gosh, you're worth this much. Why don't you help your family?"
She is.
She basically was telling people, "Go F yourself."
Well, what if her family? Here's the reality: is like, what if her family doesn't want her help?
I mean, that could be a thing. Not everyone think of it. It's the internet. Okay, people don't have a face on the internet.
Oh yeah,
they can say whatever they want to, however they want to. So you can judge without knowing anyone's story. Like, who knows what she has already done for her family? Maybe she hasn't done a thing for her family. We don't know, and it's none of our business. That's my thought on it. It doesn't affect me at all. I'm not going to provide to the GoFundMe. So that's not going to hurt me at all, you know?
Yeah.
So I can't make a say-so on it one way or the other.
Yeah.
I mean, it's up to her, and it's up to whoever wants to donate money to her, I guess.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. Yeah. I feel like
I don't know. Maybe she's given, I mean, you know the cost of living in California.
It's outrageous.
Yeah. Maybe she's given $1 million to her family. And
that's what she can afford.
Yeah. And they need another $1 million.
Yeah.
Like, we don't know.
I did, though. This is just making me think, and I think, I've been watching a lot of Instagram posts about it, but there's like, keeping all your valuables in a safe spot so that you're able to quickly grab them and things like that, too, in case your house is ever on fire, that you're able to take what could not be replaced with you. So, okay, let's end this podcast on a lighter note, and then we can also say if we're bad parents or not. Showing rated R or PG-13 movies to your kids that don't meet the threshold. Why are you laughing? So,
what's in the rated R movie?
I mean, rated R. It's rated R.
Rated R could be
cussing.
Yeah, rated R could be like, it's a 3. What's the limit for the F word? I think it's 3. If it's like,
I have no fucking clue.
Yes, I think it's like 3 or 4. If they say it 3 or 4 times, like, it's rated R. And that's all they could do is just use it 3 or 4 times, and then boom.
Okay, well, let's put it this way: Deadpool's rated R.
Deadpool is rated R.
Okay, so what is our stance on showing rated R or PG-13 movies, or movies that people might not deem appropriate for certain age groups of kids? Because even when we went to take our kids to Wicked, somebody was like, "Don't take them to Wicked because there's some very inappropriate things that they're going to."
That's witchcraft.
And then we took them, and they were fine.
I didn't all that. They love Wicked.
Yeah, but
I love.
So what do do our 4-year-olds sit and watch? What movie were we just watching
right now?
Yeah,
that you told me to put on pause for this.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, finally.
What rating does that have?
I would say PG-13. I'm not.
Great. So our PG-13 kids our 4-year-olds were sitting there watching it with us.
But that's because there's fight scenes with swords and they're stabbing each other.
Yeah. So does that make us bad parents because we're letting our 4-year-olds watch a PG-13 movie?
That specific movie, no.
What would make us bad parents?
If you let the girls watch a TV show like Euphoria.
I've never seen that. What about Grey's Anatomy? Because I definitely watch Grey's. That's probably why Amy says, "Does it have blood in it?" Because there's guts all over the table.
What is Euphoria on? It's on
HBO Max. Yeah, I've seen it. I just haven't watched. I think I might have watched the first one. Is that with the girl Zendaya? Yeah.
Zendaya. Yeah, that's with her in it. Yeah. That I wouldn't let the girls watch. No.
Okay, what about Grey's Anatomy? Because I definitely watch Grey's Anatomy with the girls there.
What episode are you watching?
I mean, I don't know. I just watch whatever.
They have sex scenes in it.
I watched the show.
It's not rated R. What is that rated? PG-13?
Yeah.
Or
hell,
FA?
no, it's not. It's on cable television. This is probably not rated, but there's definitely guts on the floor.
Because South Park was on cable television and it's rated TVMA for mature audience.
Well, I have no idea what it's rated, but they watch it.
So that's what.
So I don't know if that makes me a bad parent or what, but they watch it, and that's probably why it was like, "There's their blood."
I would say for me, it's like what is making this rated R?
Do you have to watch the movie ahead of time? Because I'm like, no, I don't really care. I'll tell them to close their eyes.
No, I would probably want to know what.
Really?
I wouldn't have to watch it. Just let me know what it's about.
Oh, I watch my shows all the time. Whatever is on there, I don't care.
Well, you said would I have to watch it beforehand before the kids watch it?
Yeah, but the kids are going to be sitting there. Like, if they're playing around, they're obviously going to see what's on TV. I don't care.
There's been times that you've told the kids to close their eyes or cover their eyes because of what's showing them.
Yeah, but I tell them in the moment when we're watching it. I don't pre-watch the video before. Who has time for that?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're asking if I would let them watch it. You let them watch it and just say, hey, cover your eyes. Do they cover their eyes? Probably not. I'm not watching if they're covering their eyes. Are you?
No, I'm watching my show. No, I'm watching my show. I'm not watching if they cover. I'm like, hey, cover your eyes. And then I just like swap my hand.
So what are you not letting them watch?
I don't really.
Given my example, I wouldn't let them watch Euphoria. I would not let the girls watch Euphoria.
I mean, I don't really watch that much saucy TV. So like,
Roman watches anime, which is kind of some of it. He's watching, well, specifically 7 Deadly Sins recently. That's kind of some fan service in there.
I don't feel like the shows that I watch are pretty, like, Grey's Anatomy is about as gory as I get, and it's not even that.
It's not about gory.
But there's not a lot of sex scenes in the things I watch either. So
Anatomy does.
Not very often. It's not like that anymore. We're in like season 20 something. The sex is over at this point.
No, because Ava now comes and says, hey, are you watching a show with blood?
Because I watch Grey's Anatomy. It's like pull people's guts out, you know? Or it's killing, or she's now into like dead. Like, are you dead? Are they dead? And like asking me about angels really weird, but probably because we let them watch things.
Because you let them watch weird shows.
Probably because we're watching things we shouldn't be watching in front of us, but you know?
But like,
so can't be the worst.
So what are you not letting them watch? What would be too much for you to be like, the girls can't watch this? Just think of something you've watched previously. Like, I've given an example. I know the girls haven't watched Euphoria.
I can't even think of something that I've watched that I'd be like, oh no, the girls cannot.
What about the boys?
Watch this.
So you would let them watch rated R movies or whatever?
I mean, if they're knowing when to say pause, like, it might be a little uncomfortable, but they're probably going to know. They probably know a lot more than I think they know.
Where would you draw the limit to where, like, you're like, all right, you can't watch this? What would have to happen in a show or a movie to where, like, all right, we're going to turn this off to watch this by myself?
I think there'd have to be, like, a pretty intense sex scene, but I haven't seen a show that, like...
So would you let them... So if you were watching, like, 50 Shades, would the girls be sitting there beside you watching 50 Shades?
I haven't seen it in a very long time, but I don't...
You know
how the movie... I know what the movie's about, but I don't know what the movie actually... I don't remember, like, what actually happens in the movie, but I would probably err on the side of, like, yeah, I would not turn that on.
Okay, so is that the limit? Or is it, like, language? Is it violence? Is it... What's...
I think it's a little bit of... I think it's, like, when they feel... I think it's sex scenes, one. If there's something that's a little too intense, I probably won't watch it with them, or I would turn it off. I also think it's when they feel uncomfortable, because there are times, like, when we watch, like, when we were watching Lord of the Rings right now, Ava was getting scared, and I said, cover your eyes, right? So, like, I feel like if they are feeling at a point... Now, here's the thing. Here's what...
Sophie's not scared.
But does this make me a bad parent? Because I would have been... Instead of me turning it off, I'm like, go upstairs or go do...
You did. You told her to go play.
Yeah, go play. I'm going to keep watching, but...
Sophie was watching it.
Yeah. So I also think you have to give them the ability to opt out, right? Like, we're all sitting there watching a movie, but if they're getting scared, I can be like, go do something else then. or cover your eyes. And she covered her eyes. I don't actually know if she covered her eyes. I didn't look. I was watching the movie. But that's, I feel like that's the line.
I draw the line at Euphoria, but like as for the boys, again, like I feel like there's a double standard. Like if they watched it, then they watched it. But I say double standard, but they're
significantly
older. They're 10 years older than. So
I mean, I still think, you won't even let them have the girls have a boyfriend, but you said Roman's girlfriend could come with us on the next family vacation.
I also said 17 or 18 when Roman's a senior. So I didn't say this year, let him come out of the country with us. No. But what parent is going to, okay.
Don't say what parent, because there probably is parents that do that, and we don't want to be judgmental, okay? It's just not for us.
Okay. If it was if it was a parent, it was like, oh yeah, I know your whole entire family. I know exactly who you are. I know everything about you. If it was like one of them, but if it's like, yeah, I just know your mom and dad, but you're going with the cousin. No, you're not leaving the country. No, sorry. No,
Okay.
That's not happening. I've given my stance on it.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see if your stance stands.
It'll probably get worse over time. The older I get.
Let's all hope not. Okay. Anyways, so we are going to end this note on we're probably bad parents because we let our kids watch inappropriate things, and we don't do gentle parenting in this house, and we lie to our kids about Buddy, the elf. So, and we're going to go, James is forcing me to watch Lord of the Rings. So that is what we are going to go.
It's all recorded. You
head off and do.
You said you would watch it. We have previous episodes saying that you would watch it.
Great. Well, we are starting the first, I don't even know what the first show is called, movie.
Fellowship of the Rings.
That's what we're watching. So stay tuned to see if I like it. So far, I'm indecisive. But please make sure that you like and follow our podcast and give us a review. And then follow us. You can find us on Instagram or all social media at Wet and Wild Podcast. And we look forward to talking to you guys next week. Have a great week, everybody. Bye.